Hi, everybody. Welcome. We are live. Hello. We are live, and I don't know what happened to our intro music. It may be coming on or not. So welcome, everybody. I'm just going to jump right in because I see I'm already on here.
Hello out there, citizens of Gotham. It's that time of year again, one of my favorite times. It puts a smile on my face. So I want you all to stay spooky.
I thought there were no more screens.
Stay spooky with chicks and spirits.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Stay Spooky with Chicks and Spirits. I am your crazy host, Heather, and with me is
your spectacular
host. Say your name.
Oh, Callista.
She was all into her. Sorry, everybody. We've had. Is it a full moon?
I think it's some type of pink moon. I should know
Something's
this.
going on.
Yeah.
Today's been a very odd day, so yeah, we're just getting everything started. So we are excited. We were supposed to be at the location today. I know we put that out there, but unfortunately, we had a little bit of an incident driving back from there this week that has caused me to not want to drive for a little bit. So I seen there was thunderstorms out there, and I was like, no, I'm good. I'm not going to do that because we were like in a tornado.
Oh, thank you.
And it was not fun, was it?
No.
No. It was very scary, everybody. Floods in a low car trying to go through it.
We were floating.
We were floating. We floated. So, yeah. So, we got our guests. So, let's start bringing our guests on. We got Matt Warner. Todd's back. Who's coming on? There we go. Hi, everybody. And Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Is everything working over there?
I'm guessing.
All right. Welcome, Kelly, our other host. Do you have a word for the day, Kelly?
Tired.
Okay.
Exhausted. Co-host.
Okay. Computerly confused.
Yes, that too.
Hi, Matt. Hi, Todd. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Good. I like Matt's.
You guys see me or hear me?
I can see you. You're kind of frozen on my side. I don't know if frozen to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Got like a mean mug going on. Like
That's Todd's regular face, so he always has.
I
No, I don't know what's going on.
He'll get it. It was first Kelly.
Right, can you see me now? Hear me now?
No, I hear you just fine.
Todd's frozen. I can't see Todd.
Yeah,
You
none of
guys
us
turn
can.
this on.
No, it's not you.
Whatever.
Me and Matt and Callista are like, what in tarnations is happening?
Well, I'm all the way out on the west side of the state on assignment, so I'm not on my normal internet. I'm on a different internet, so maybe he's on.
Hi, Mira.
Hi, Mira. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Rusty. Okay, everybody, so we are going to get Todd back on as soon as he can, but we are talking Salinac and our event, and we have Matt Warner coming out to visit. It was. See, I've been practicing. You see that?
To practice.
There, it makes perfect.
What's up, George? Hey, Aaron.
Hi,
Judge. What's up, Judge? I love your accent. I can't help it.
Thank you.
We're not doing this to him.
Yes.
Right.
I'll try. Listen,
Yeah, one time.
I'll try.
We did it
That's
one
all
time.
I can promise.
No. Oh, so anyways, let's get Todd on, and we're going to talk about this location. So, Kelly, you want to start off with this?
Well, there's many different buildings. We can start with the mansion. It was built in the early 1800s. A doctor and his wife lived there. I'm not going to get into too much detail with names and things like that. That's kind of the excitement of having people come out and do a paranormal investigation, see what they can pick up, see what they find. There is some reported deaths that happened on the property. I love the location. We got some pretty good evidence out there. They have sorry, my animals are here too, so they're going to be, but anyways, they have a church, which used to be a saloon and used to be like a corner store, and ended up turning into a church. That building is my favorite building. That's where we've caught the majority of the evidence that we do have is in that building. And then they have several other buildings, which, Heather, if you know more about those, you can go ahead and chime in. Are you guys frozen?
Nope, we're all good. We're just listening.
Okay, because you're frozen on my part, so
Hi,
I
Todd.
can't see.
Welcome.
Todd is frozen too. Oh, wait.
Todd's
We're
Mr.
just,
Robot.
we're just gonna keep talking. So yeah, there's multiple buildings on this location. So you have the mansion, you have a church, you have a schoolhouse, a railroad station area, multiple cottages, there is one interesting story. Now they have this, her name is Minnie Quay, and her story I'll give, because I went out there, there's like this book called Dead Reckoning that was wrote about it. So her story is she was in love with this sailor and her family did not want her to be with him. Okay. So they're really against this relationship. So he went away on like his ship, whatever. And they got word that his ship went down. He died. So she literally, got dressed up in a wedding dress and walked out off of this pier that's right by the mansion and walked into the river and just committed suicide. Now they say her ghost roams the areas over there, and the mansion, the village actually has her bed in one of the cottages. So, there's been activity over there with that whole story. So it's going to be interesting, Matt, when you come out to, see what you can, because I know are you still using the rods and stuff like that? Or what is your go-to now?
Still just the rods and like EDI plus static dome, just to kind of cross corroborate things. I don't like a lot of the equipment, as you know.
Yeah, I know. Keep it simple. So I keep it simple.
Yeah. So the evidence we caught is the actual video footage, which is really cool because you can't dispute that. So it's not, the REM pods or, those type of things, although we did have some activity in one of the rooms with those going off and whatever. But it's actual video footage, particularly in the church. What had happened, we were out, a few of the team members, we were out one night investigating, went into the church, nothing was happening. We weren't getting anything.
That it's like a stakeout. Sometimes things happen.
So I'm like, okay, let's go to one of the other buildings. There's several buildings. And we had the cameras set up in there. So we left, and then all of a sudden started getting hits literally 2-3 minutes after we left. And those are some pretty indisputable, can't
and I'm not
rule it out. So I don't, did you end up getting that video footage to send over
I didn't send it over, but like, okay. I do like that video because like, I'm not a big orb person. There's only a couple times like Matt, that video that you have where it like goes in and out, like that's pretty remarkable. And this one, it's the way the light and you see the way it moves. It's very interesting in that video that we got. So I do also like.
So it's big. Okay. It's pretty big, and you got to look over to the left corner of the upper part of the ceiling, and it comes through, and you can see literally not only the orb, but you actually see this huge stream of light, like following the actual orb. You've got to see it. It's really good footage. We've got 2 of them, I think, from that night in the church. And then we have several other ones. The majority of my stuff is on my computer on the other side of the state. I'm on assignment, so I can't pull any of that stuff until I get back down the state. But we also have, there is a schoolhouse, and at the time we're wearing masks, we're masked up. We're going to enter the schoolhouse, and as soon as they open the door, so there's an investigator that's in front of me, then it's myself, and then I have an investigator who's videoing behind me. And we open it up and start to walk in, and the person videoing behind us is like, "Did you guys see that? What was that?" And I'm like, "What are you, I don't know, what are you talking about?" So then we stop and we rewind, and you literally see this
smoke.
Just it's like, it looks like smoke, but it's not smoke. It's whatever, just huge, just come right out of the building. And you can see before that, you can see that we all have masks on, so it can't be like our breath in the cold.
It would have been a whole lot of breath.
Or the building itself, when we walked in, is actually colder than the outside. So it wasn't like it was warm, we opened it up and some kind of steam came out or whatever. There's really no... Huh?
That's what I was debating, that it was hot in there, and when you opened the door, it hit that cold and the steam, it steamed out.
Right, and right before that, which is really interesting, you see me, was that the one where I was standing there, and I felt like something hit me in my stomach, so upon reviewing it later on, you actually see an orb come down, and you see me go, "Oh, God, my side," like my stomach, like I felt like something hit me in my side. And I was like, "What was that?" Well, then when you review the footage, you can actually see an orb come through, and it comes right through the side where I grab on the left side of me. You can actually see it hit and go right through me. So that one was pretty interesting too. So yeah, can't really rule those things out. But it's video. That's the thing that I like about this place, is that I can't. There's no way to rule any of this stuff out. A lot of times with orbs, you get, okay, it's a dust particle, right? These are so, you can't say dust particle. It's not anything. It's not a bug. It's not, it was pretty huge. It's about, maybe that big, I'm guessing, if I had to do measurements. So that's what I really like. And we haven't even scratched the surface of this location. No. Like, if I could be out there every single day, I would.
Yeah, and Todd, we went in there, and he was like, "Oh, that one that looks like it would be a Jason cottage." Do you see me, Todd? Are you frozen, or are you just?
Yeah. Can you see me?
Well,
Can you hear me?
His mouth. Yay!
Todd, talk about how you felt when you went into that location.
The whole property is pretty amazing. The mansion is awesome, of course, but I really was into that cottage. It had a different feel to it. I think she said it was like a 1920s lake cottage, and that's what it felt like. It felt like you were walking back in time. I like to stay in there, actually,
I would
overnight.
Too. Yes, I think we should all do that. And they had these, Matt, you'll like this. They had these high chairs that they're really old and creepy, and they have the families dated them, they passed it down to different family members or whoever. Remember that, Todd? And it was the dates were old on them high chairs, but it was each family used them or whoever, and they're like, "Hey, I'm going to carve my kids or what date I used this on there." So it's pretty cool in there. I like it.
I think the first date was 1927.
Was it? Okay, yeah, I knew it was pretty far back. Definitely would make a good.
The first date was 1927.
Of the house or of the mansion or of this lake house you guys are talking about?
You've never seen it, Cal. It was one of the house, because like we said, there's a lot of buildings on this place. So we didn't go in it. When me and Todd and Jeff and Callista were over there, Allie took us into pretty much everything, right, Todd? We kind of seen everything. And we went into this house, and it was you could stay there. I would totally stay the night there. And it has this big Friday the 13th vibe to it. Jason back there. We're doing a Friday the 13th event. I definitely want to use this location. And I want to put Matt in there.
Is that my accommodation you set me up with?
Yeah, the creepy little cottage.
That's
That's
fine.
something I would do. You'd love that.
As long as it's got a roof and there's no bugs, I don't care about demons and ghosts. That's fine.
I know you don't. So yeah, so I'm excited, Matt, for you to come out and see this. Like, it's
Me
gonna
too.
be a good event, and I'm excited about this location. Like, so many buildings.
I like the opportunity of getting out to new places. That's huge for me.
Yeah, and this is like what did you say, Todd? Like, you guys do like what, Castleville? You said like you drove past this place a few times, but haven't gotten in there yet. But it looked like something fun. It's like,
Yeah,
so,
we've driven by there a few times in the Thumb area. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, and it's kind of a laid back area, beach town, and this huge mansion's just right off the road. You wouldn't think that would be in that area. And then just learning the history of it, and I think she has 10 buildings or something there. They have that
Oh, yeah.
general store, the church, the schoolhouse, the log cabin, the carriage house, the lake cottage, the hunter's cabin, and a theater, I think, plus the mansion, something like that.
yeah, they got that whole barn that they run the theater out of. So, and the church, the history behind the church is, it was a brothel or something before, or a saloon, and then they made it church. Isn't that kind of a big switch over? You know what I mean? Like, hey, let's have the saloon brothel and make it a church. Like,
You turn it back into a brothel then.
Yeah.
For the circle of life.
It's a circle of life. It needs to happen. That church has got. We actually have a really interesting. God, I should have. I'm sorry, everybody. I'll put some pictures out there because I have this picture where this median was out there. She came out to the location, and she's actually going to come to our event too. And you can see somebody actually standing behind her. And I thought it was her for a minute, and I'm like, it's Calista, and she wasn't even in the building. And I'm like, that's really weird. And
It actually does look like me.
it does look like
I
you.
remember-
I had to sit there and
And
figure
then
this
didn't you
out.
hear me talk to you?
Yeah, it's
That's
like
great.
the church is really a good. It's a lot happens in that church. It's really freaky. And the lady.
And the other interesting thing about the picture with the medium is she's got her hands out. This is the part that I actually really like. And you can actually see it starts from her hands all the way up is some form of kind of what they describe what plasma looks like, or when people get that kind of effect. You can actually see almost like this energy field that's coming from her hands going all the way up. It's really weird. You got to kind of really look at the photo to see it.
Get it out.
But yeah, and it's in the same picture while somebody is standing behind her. And she didn't like that church very much. She refused afterwards to go back into it. So we'll see if we can get her back into it when she comes out to the event.
And I would like
See if she'll
the
go back
night
in.
before that we actually have the event for Matt to be able to investigate and see what he can get, and go live for everybody so he can do some of his stuff out there. So hopefully we'll talk to them, but we should be able to do that and have him come out maybe the night before. Are you coming in the day before or the day of
You
the
tell
event?
me. That's what I was just going to say. You tell me when you want me in, and I'll be there.
Day before. And I'm gonna throw you in some buildings and see what you can get. And Todd's gonna come say hi. Everybody's gonna hang out and investigate. And definitely
That's for me.
there's so many buildings. It's just you can't even it would take forever to do them all. You would need multiple trips. So you're gonna have to look at the pictures and say, well, you'll feel it when you get there, which one you're drawn to. I was drawn to the church, and the lady's like, it's just a church. What are you drawn to it? And I'm like, this building, I'm just drawn to it. And it was pretty heavy, that church.
I usually catch fire when I walk in those buildings. I usually catch on fire when I walk into those buildings.
Well, it was a brothel, so you may be okay.
Yeah, I think you're safe there.
You may be,
funny.
unless he catches on fire, I'll be like, oh my God, my guest caught on fire.
But then I become research for you guys forever. So
I know, then I would be stuck there. I'd be like, God, now I feel bad. I got to go visit and talk to him through the spirit box and,
just
and
meet
say
my spirits and
things
fresh
like cough.
It's funny.
Yeah, so what do you want to do out
The
there?
one room I was kind of drawn to when we went to the mansion, the shipwreck kind of room where they have the artifacts from the shipwrecks where all those crew members had died. I felt really odd going in that room itself. Kind of, I don't want to say it was on a ship, but I got a little nauseous. And a lot of heavy sadness walking into that certain room for some reason. I don't know why. All I could think of was the shipwrecks. Then we went out and saw they had the historical marker where on, I think November 13th, 1920 or something,
Mm-hmm.
10 shipwrecks happened. It was a horrible
Oh,
storm,
wow.
and 235 crew members died in that area. And then they were able to recover some of those artifacts from the ship. One of the ships that 10 people had died in, the whole crew had died in. The thing about that mansion, even the whole property, there's so many different artifacts brought in from different areas. There's the military artifacts. There's those creepy ass dolls with human hair. It's really
Oh,
odd to me.
yeah.
I've never seen anything like that before. And they're placed all over all throughout the mansion. So I think there's all different kinds of energy in there, and that's what's kind of unique. That's why I like museums, because you do get this different feel everywhere you go. There's like a different feel.
Yeah.
That cabin with the bed.
Oh, he dipped out on us. Can you guys hear him?
Or no, I'm here. Can you hear me?
You're breaking up.
Yeah.
I heard you say the cabin with the bed, and then that was it. It was like no more.
We can see you.
I can see you. No
volume.
No volume. I think there's a fault. Something's messing with all of my car was messing up today. Like all types of stuff is going on. So we can't hear you right now, Todd.
Is this what happens when you go to this mansion? Your life is screwed up. Like, is this what I want?
Yeah, I guess so. We're gonna find out because you haven't been there. So time for sign language, yes. And everybody, we're gonna get your comments in a minute. And if you have any questions about the museum, go ahead and ask it and put it up there, and we'll get to your questions. But yeah, we'll get Todd back in a minute. But what another thing, what he was talking about with the death. About this area, that there was a lot of death in this area because it used to be a lumber area that up in that thumb, and I guess there was like 2 major fires that took place. So this doctor, he wasn't there during the first fire, but he was there during the second fire, and the doctor that lived in the mansion, so he had this mansion built for his wife, and Callisto kind of break that situation down, but he treated a lot of these people that were caught on fire that died from this. So they brought them to this mansion that was actually a hospital too, because he was the only doctor in that area. So you think about all that energy from those type of horrifying situations. It's sad, but it leaves, you know what I mean? And there's a cemetery where some of even the graves are like not marked because it was just so many people. So it's very sad for that area. I mean, thank God they were able to rebuild and everything, but there's a lot of sad history behind this area that we're just coming across. But talk about the house. You gotta get in here.
Yeah. Okay. So like, who built it?
Who built it and everything like that?
Well, I don't remember their names, but I think their last names were Luke.
No, it is.
Okay. And basically, they built this house like that because the wife had came from like a wealthy area, I believe in like Detroit area.
Yeah.
And she was like, if I'm gonna move all the way out here, I'm gonna have the same luxuries as I did at home. So he like built this beautiful big house for her, and she
beautiful.
loved it.
And it's beautiful. And they have where another situation is. Are you still frozen, Todd, down there?
My eyes are moving.
Okay. I can't hear him still.
Still no audio, but we can see him.
We do need some sign language, but I don't know how to do sign language, so it would just be.
I only know a couple things.
I can't even do it. I've already been banned. I can't even do the sign language I know. So, yeah, we can't hear you. So, I can't hear you. Nothing. Just look pretty. I guess just sit down there and look pretty. So,
Todd can jump in and talk to us through the comments.
There you go, Todd. Talk to us through the comments. It's like Spirit Box. Just come on through.
Todd, are you there? Yep.
Oh my gosh. So anyways, it's a lot of history, and I'm excited for you to come out, man. I'm excited for this event. Everybody get your tickets. It's Friday the 13th. I had to have Jason out here. How great is he?
Way to spend Friday the 13th.
Right. You know what I mean? investigating with Matt Warner. Come on, guys, like get your tickets. Everybody's talking to Matt Warner all the time about, oh my God, when you come to Michigan, I'm gonna spend time with you. Well, guess what? He's gonna be at an event. Go ahead and get your tickets and come investigate.
Yep.
There you go. Because he is coming all the way in here, everybody. Come on out. Get your tickets. They're available. He don't want to hear nothing about it when he leaves. I missed you. Everybody knows he's coming out.
and actually, for one time only, I'm going to take free pictures with everybody. I usually charge $20. It's going to be free only at this event.
There you go. Look at that. A deal
people
already.
watching right now be like, wow, what an arrogant bastard. He charges for a picture. I don't even know who he is.
He's Matt Warner. Warner Pan Warner. Come on. Get with the program, everybody. Come on. All right. Let's do some comments. So we got, let's see. Your daughter, Kelly, wants to know why you always look so angry, Mom. There
I think I did. I have resting bitch face.
Okay, there you go. We've answered that question. On to the next. Let's read George's question. Let's see. Matt Warner there we go. Yes, he does. Okay, keep rocking it, sir. Thank you. Yeah, he's coming out, everybody. Get your tickets. We're excited. This location's really super big. There's whole lots of, stuff out there. If there's paranormal teams out there also that, you want to just investigate, they do offer private investigations for, teams or whatever. Go ahead and Chicks and Spirits, and we'll get you guys set up to investigate that location. Now, there's a lot of buildings, so you'll never be able to cover it all in one night, but it's sure fun trying. You know what I mean? So definitely check
and you
this
can
out.
always
What, Kel?
And you can always come back to another event because there is a lot of buildings, and we will be having some events after the 13th. DPX will be there with us. That's super exciting. You'll be able to come out and also meet DPX.
Tell you all about it. They'll tell you about it in the comment section. Oh, look at he smile. We got a smile out of him. So that's good. Let's bring up Erin's comment. There you go. Look at that. Aw. She's a keeper. She's sweet. She is a sweetie. But yeah, DPX, they're going to be out and they're going to be doing some events in October. So a lot of fun stuff that's going to get together at that location. So we're going to get off of this, and we've talked about it. Everybody is going to watch the lives, buy their tickets to the events. Fun. Now we're going to talk about what Todd won't be able to tell us what he's up to. But Matt, what have you been up to?
I've been up to everything.
Tell us.
I'm in that mode right now where I don't stop going, and I'm away every weekend. I was just at FC Icon at Fairfield County Infirmary in Ohio last weekend. This coming weekend, I'm going to see all of you guys out in Detroit at the 6th Precinct lockdown event, which I can't wait for. I'm going to put out the plea. Hopefully somebody will pick me up at the airport and hang out with me because I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm flying out Friday, doing the event Saturday, and I'm leaving Sunday at noon. It'll be a whirlwind weekend, but I'm looking forward to seeing you guys hanging out again. And I was happy because it's not going to be as hot as hell like last year when I was out there with you.
Well, we're actually going to be at a different – our schedule changed, and I'll have to get back with you. We're actually going to be over at Motor City Nightmares. So we might stop in for a minute and say hi.
Who am I paired up with now then? Because it was me and you guys.
It all changed. I mean, there was some changes made, so I'll get with you after. I'll reach out to you and we'll talk about it. But yeah, it's there's a lot of people coming there, huh?
Did you tell Austin that?
Oh yeah, me and Austin we talked about it. So it was. I had a whole live video about it. See how much you watch my stuff? Look at that. No support.
I'm not on Facebook nearly as much as people think. I'm on there to post and then I bounce.
No, it's a whole lot of just a lot of translation. I think it was just a lot of miscommunication that went on. So, but we're all good. Everything's good. We're gonna be doing a live show over at the 6th in a couple weeks. I'm going to do another charity event over there. So I love the 6th. Mm-hmm. So hopefully I'll be able to swing out and at least say hi to everybody. So, because you're coming into town.
I'll be there. But I'll see you in 2 weeks after that anyway. Yeah. And in between that, I go down to West Virginia for Moundsville and College on Hospital Hill. Well, Hospital on College Hill. And then September, I got Haunted Savannah Paracon, MadCon out in Madison, Ohio. October, I got Vulture City Paracon, Parafest Maine. I got an event at Wilson Castle, and I got Witch City Parafest in Salem. And just going, and then I'm going to hibernate come December, and no one's going to hear from me for 3 months.
Hey man, you deserve that. I don't know how you do it, man.
I'm burnt out, and I haven't even gotten into that stuff yet. You know, half a year in, and I've done so much already. I'm like, I don't know how I keep going, but what I like. I love getting out there and hanging out with you guys and the people that like the small circle of people I actually enjoy hanging out with is what moves me.
No, no, for sure. We need to make a Salem trip. Yes. Go ahead and pop that comment up. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we
Salem trip. Yes.
You'll enjoy Salem.
Never been there.
Well, maybe I'll take a nursing assignment out there.
Okay. How's it going?
Go travel out there for about 12 weeks, kind of hit everything there is in Massachusetts, and that kind of was my plan. So I got some stuff upcoming where I'm at right now. I got some good stuff, and I'll be going live with some of that here in the next couple of weeks or whatever. I got to get downstate this weekend, and then I'll come back up here. And but yeah, I think taking travel assignments in different states and doing my paranormal stuff on the side, you know, and then I get paid as a nurse what I'm worth.
That's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get paid to do this stuff. I travel, I gotta kick the money out, but that's okay. I'm still living my best life. like whatever. Hey, Jennifer, Old College Hill is a good place. Us Ghost Sisters. Where's that at? Is that by you, Matt?
It's West Virginia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've not been there. Oh, Todd's gone. Hopefully, he comes back with some sound. Bring the sound. Yeah, there's lots. Do you have a bucket list place there, Matt, that you want to go to, or you've hit everything?
I mean, I have a few in the U.S. Like the top of my list in the U.S. right now is probably Trans-Allegheny, which that'll hopefully be taken care of by next year or at some point next year. Isle of the Dolls. I want to go.
Where is Trans-Allegheny?
That's also West Virginia. And then I want to go to Isle of the Dolls. I want to go to Dracula's Castle, Chernobyl, Suicide Forest.
Dracula's Castle. I'm down. I'll go with you.
What's Island about?
We'll meet you out there.
The Isle of the Dolls is down in Mexico, and it's literally an island full of dolls. The lore behind it is a girl drowned, and the I think it was her father put a doll there as a memorial, and they just kept coming. People kept putting more and more there. The whole island is just covered with them now.
Wow.
Oh,
it's really what I hear. It's probably nothing, but to see it is something I want to see.
I like to do that.
I should take you to the Hill Babies when you come out. Look up Hill Babies. Aren't they scary? It's this whole forest area, and it's just like, I don't know the history behind it, but it's pretty messed up. Let's see. Hold on. Let's pop Todd up. You couldn't hear. I hate technology too. You held it, Todd.
Agreed.
You did good. So, but yeah, maybe I'll take you there. I'm gonna see how far it is from our location, and it's like just I drove by there and seen it, and I was like, "Come on, kids!" And they're like, "No, no." But I was kind of it's. I'll send you some pictures. Anybody wants to look up Hill Babies in Michigan?
That's Suicide Forest is on my list too. I was saying that one. That's up there too.
Yeah, that's no.
That's
I don't
the
know
reason I want to go to Japan.
Yeah, I'll watch the live and be there for you.
And we will pray for your soul.
Emotional support.
Yeah.
I'll be like, ugh.
I want to go everywhere, to be honest. And
That's
before
good.
I take the bucket, I want to go everywhere. I don't want to leave one place unexplored. That's all that matters to me.
I love that. And you've been, so do you on your, when you do your, do you have a whole list of things, or you just go where people tell you? Do you have okay, this year I'm going to do this, 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 and this, or you just fly off the seat of your pants with everything?
Well, so for the past year or so, I've had the group of us that have done a few trips together, the Goon Squad. So we kind of plan places around that and do trips. But there's places I want to go that I'll reach out to people like, you want to do this, you want to do that. And with Steve, for instance, this is what he does full time is events, haunted nights. So I go and help him with a lot of his events, and then I get to check these places out for free in terms of helping with the events. So I've gotten to see a lot of places that way. That's how I'm doing Moundsville and College Hill pretty soon. Did Mid-Orange Correctional with him a couple weeks ago in New York. But yeah, I mean, I'm down. And last year, like with you guys, when I met you out at Detroit 6th Precinct, that was a trip that I was invited out on, and I was like, hell yeah. Monroe House, Amanda and Scott invited me out to that. That's how I did Monroe House. So I'm always open for that. I love checking out new places. And next year, there's a bunch of different states I want to hit up, like Iowa, Kansas. There's places that I need to make 3 or 4 days out of and blast a bunch of locations. So that'll be next year.
That's good. Yeah, I don't know. Like I got a list. I got a list, but I don't know. It's gonna take a while because life is busy. Let me try. Someone's got some background noise. Probably Kelly. It's like an ocean behind you.
My air conditioning turned on.
Oh, then yeah, that's what it was. It's okay.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
I thought you were flooding in your house or something. Like I'm all freaked out about the floods. So I'm
on the 4th floor here, so I don't think so.
The rain was pretty bad the other day.
Gina, the Conjuring House is awesome. I've been to the Conjuring House a whole bunch of times.
That's where you got that orb thing, right? Where it came. Were you in that house when that happened?
That was Wilson Castle in Vermont.
Oh, okay. I love that. You guys got to check that. Go to his page. Where do you got that clip at? Everyone's got to see that.
That's on my YouTube, the One Paranormal Explorers YouTube. Go
to that YouTube page and check out what's it listed as.
Possible spirit orb entering my body or something like that.
It did. Mm-hmm. That's the kind of stuff that kind of freaks me out with like staying the night in a haunted location, because it's like, you're like you're down because you're sleeping. You know what I mean? So could something actually attach to you? And when you see that go in you and then it popped out, I was like, that's my fear, is like, oh my gosh, if something attaches to you. Like that was pretty my friend.
It was nice to have evidence backing up why my chest hurt. Oh. I woke up with chest pains the next morning.
Really? Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I woke up and it felt like I had been kicked in the chest by like a horse. Like I was like, oh man, and I don't know why. And one of my friends had spent the night on an air mattress in the room, and she's like, oh, you were snoring. I was like, well, no, I don't snore. And she's like, you were snoring. I said, I've never snored in my whole life. It's one thing I'm proud of because I'm not that person.
Yeah.
So they had the DVR, so we went and watched the DVR, and that's when we saw that. So to me, that's probably why my chest hurt, because whatever it is went into me, and 20, 30 seconds later came out of there, so.
How did you, you were sore, but did you feel emotionally anything messed up from that? Just the pain. That's messed up. Like that's, to feel pain like that, but yeah, to see you got that validation, but to think that it could cause that kind of pain to you, that's kind of scary, That's
interesting, because when I felt like, when you see later, because I didn't know at the time, that's what I felt was like that's like a side pain, and you can see me like kind of punch over, like I'm like, oh, and I'm grabbing, like guarding and grabbing that side of my stomach, and then later reviewing the footage, you actually see it come through, and it just goes bam right into my side right there, and you see me kind of hunch over. I don't recall if I had residual pain after that, you know what I mean, that lasted, but the moment it hits me is the moment you see me just go, oh. And it felt like, how like you go for a jog, or for you, Matt, it would be a jog, right? Anyway,
she's worse
than that side pain, from running too much, or I don't know what that side pain's caused from, because I got it as a kid, so it couldn't be it being unfit. Now it would be for being unfit.
But help with that too. He knows gym stuff too. So
I know gym stuff too, but I just I gave up on myself a while ago. Maybe I'll get back into it. Listen, when you spend like a ton of years working out, always eating healthy, doing everything, and you end up with a shitty diagnosis, and you're like, I did everything right, then you're just like, you know what, I give up. But I'll get back on that.
Give me the pizza.
Right. So anyways, it was like that jogging pain, that you get there. And it was instant. It was real sharp and like, and then it kind of subsided. So yeah, that's interesting.
I want to bring up Gina's comment. Can we bring up Gina? What she said, that's her main concern is an attachment. Now, do you have a concern with that, Matt, or no? Do you protect
it used to happen to me all the time. Like everywhere I go, I bring home a hitchhiker. It doesn't happen nearly as frequently anymore. I'm more aware of those situations. I'm more grounded and more protected in terms of that stuff. But Well, actually, last time I was at the Conjuring House, I brought something home with me. I'm
Can
trying to
you
think of
explain?
what's that?
Can you explain what you brought home?
Yeah, elaborate on that.
I don't know what it was, but it was just not my energy that was with me for the next like 2 days. It was just in a cloudy haze. Like whenever I get, so I'll explain how an attachment feels to me. It feels kind of like you're on autopilot and you're just kind of going through the motions. And there's times I feel like I'm kind of a marionette. I'm just being guided through the days.
Okay.
And if the spirits, if whatever it is like more oppressive than the regular one, I just kind of like don't even want to be around myself.
No, I get it.
It's being in a really bad mood, but in a fog, and it's not a depression; it's a completely different feeling. But it usually lifts on its own.
So you don't do anything to try to. Well, it's probably what would you really do? Smudge stuff like that. But when it's
I burn sage and palo in this house like every day for that reason, because I have haunted stuff all over the place too.
Right. Yeah, you're
down.
dialing.
Also, I don't want to use the word provoke, but just before provoke, I do that everywhere I go to get responses. So I'm setting myself up for this stuff anyways.
That's you as a human.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you can attest. I kind of dumb it down. Like I'm much more bold when I'm not investigating. When I'm investigating, I'm much more serious. But I do set boundaries because I want responses. I do it solely from my own personal experiences. I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody whatsoever. I want to have experiences to tell the grandkids someday, as they say, just for fun. That's why I do it. And
that's good. You think outside the box when you do stuff too. So I like that about how you investigate. So that's good. And you don't want to, a lot of these people are like, well, you can't do it that way. And it's like, who says there's a certain way to do anything? You know what I mean?
Those people are the ones that are wrong with the paranormal. They tell us what we should and shouldn't do, and why we should do it, and what the reasons should be. It's like, no, I do it because it's a hobby and it's fun.
Right.
Like, and whatever I want to do for fun is what I'm going to do. You're not going to tell me how to dictate that.
Right. No, for sure. And I like that. There's not a lot of us out there that are bold like that. Sorry. A lot of people, they may be, but some people, they really get really scared and stay in that box of what I should do, what I can't do, or I can't use an app. I can't do, why not? Like, do whatever you want to do. Like, don't put anything, you know what I mean? Like, people put themselves in boxes because they don't want to look like, oh my God, who knows what the heck you're going to get. You know what I mean?
I'll do almost anything to elicit a response. I'm not really shying away from much,
Oh, I know. I remember seeing you at the 6, and you kind of encountered with when you were at the 6. And remember, what was it, Billy?
Oh, Billy, yeah. I can't wait to see him next week.
Yeah.
This week.
But you guys were like having it out.
And that's the thing, like, in terms of provocation, in a place like a prison, I will provoke because those people were pieces of shit anyways. Pieces of crap. Anyways, so I have no issues pushing them. I wouldn't go into an abandoned nursing home and be like, all right, you geriatric piece of garbage, show your face. Like, I have respect. But when you're a prisoner and you were a bad person, you don't have respect for anyone else. So I'm not going to respect you in the afterlife.
Yeah.
That's where I will provoke. So I wanted to clear that up. People are like, oh, this guy's a piece of crap. You can think that.
No,
anyway.
he's not, you guys, and he is very respectful. So everybody, when he comes out, just know it's to his location that he responds to. So like you said, a prison, you're going to respond to stuff. If you're in, where a family lived, it would be a bit different. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how you got to gauge yourself when you do things is where you're at, where you're
Which kind of makes sense. I mean, if you go into a prison and you have somebody who's killed, 50 women, do they really deserve respect?
Nice to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you for right. No, I actually like that approach. So if I ever go to a prison, I will, which I've never investigated a prison, but if I do, we will just bring Matt along. And
I have investigated a lot of prisons, and it works every time. And
excellent.
I got legit scared at the 6 last year by pushing my buttons with that idiot Billy.
Yeah.
And whatever spirit it was rushed me in the cell blocks when I was in there by myself. I knew I was on static cam, so I didn't run out like a little baby, but I wanted to.
I got rushed that same night.
I get scared. I'm not afraid to admit that I get scared. I do this because I want to get scared. Like that's half the fun for me. So if something scares me, then I know the place is pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
And that same night, I also got rushed down where the gun range was. Next to that, I was like, oh, down there doing a live, and I heard the gravel rustling around down there, and then it just started, and I seen something coming at me, and I almost like knocked her down to get out of there, and I'm like, something ran at me and everyone's like, what are you doing? Are you okay? And I'm like, look, I'm good at this stuff, but don't run at me. Like, I'm running. Like, it's just, I'm out of there. Like, I'm going to run. So let's see. What do we got here? Central Michigan. You should do it however you feel works for you, not everyone else. Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely, you should always do what works for you. What you get responses. Because if you're sitting there with a spirit, like an SB7 and just listening to the static and you're just sitting and it don't work for you and then something else does, do it. You know, try stuff. Step outside of the box. I like your friend that has all them Ouija boards. Like, I've never had, like, I've seen them work well. My mother used to be into those and she gets really good responses from them, but I haven't used one. But like, hey, whatever works for people. I think it's just a way to communicate. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, Ouija boards, no. And it's like, it's another device.
Another tool box.
Yeah, spirit box. On a board. You just got to write shit down.
Ouija boards don't do anything for me either. They hardly ever do anything.
Yeah. He just kind of likes them because they're cool.
He doesn't even use them. He just collects them.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah,
that's cool. I like seeing those. I'm like, damn, that's really cool. So, Gina, what do you do for protection?
So I have a couple of bracelets that I wear. They're Reiki infused bracelets. One of them, you know what? I don't even remember what stones they are, so I'm not going to pretend I remember what stones they are. But I wear them, and I have a belief that they help me. And honestly, at the end of the day, your belief is what's going to make you feel protected. I'm not religious. I don't buy into that whole white light crap. Like, oh, surrender yourself, white light. No, I believe that I'm here. They're not here. They can't harm me because I am in the physical presence and they're not. So I kind of have that mindset at all times, and it helps all the time.
Right.
Some things do get through because you can't win every battle. But since I've been wearing the bracelets and had that mindset over the past year and a half, I've been pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to protect yourself. Your AC just
What?
Your AC just kicked back on?
Yeah. I mean, it's like way over there.
I'm psychic.
Oh my God. Why is this thing so sensitive to sound? It's very interesting.
It's just my intuition.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, it did. It just turned back on.
I know things. But Mira, she says she's had some crazy Ouija experience. Am I saying Ouija right? Ouija?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like, I don't talk so well. But yeah, I mean, my mom did. I mean, some of the stories are, oh my gosh, so crazy. That I mean, I witnessed stuff with that. And I was freaked out as a kid. But now that I've like been doing this, and I'm like, oh, it's just like a spirit box. I'm sure if my mom had a freaking spirit box when I was a kid, I'd be like, holy shit, it's talking to you. Yeah. So it's just, you know, it's all just the same thing. I like the pendulum, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? That's kind of my thing, is the pendulum. And I can't really, you guys with the rods, I mean, even though it's weird because in pendulum, I'm holding it, but for some reason I can be steady with that pendulum, but with them rods, I'm like, like I can't.
See, I love the rods, but the only thing is that like after, because it almost like utilizes your energy. So it's sucking your energy out as you're using the rods. And so I can feel like that, like chest heaviness a lot of the time. And I feel like I'm going to faint. So it's like, I can use them for an extent, but once they start, and I let them, I give them permission, go ahead, use my energy. But then after a while, I got to take a break because, you know, you can actually feel it, like taking the energy from you. The moment I put my hands on my rods, I can almost feel like my energy going right into them. You know what I mean? I really like the rods. They're and until somebody actually does them and does them accurately, it's amazing, you know, when you're asking the questions, you know, and you know, you're steady, you're not moving those rods, and they're answering questions, you know, appropriately. Yes, no answers.
In terms of that watchers talk comment, that meaning I'm here, they're not. I'm here in the physical sense, and I'm far more powerful than a spiritual being is. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I totally understand that. Let's see.
So I think anybody who's ever practiced mind over matter and understands what mind over matter is, the mind is actually a very powerful tool. And so when Matt is saying it's what I believe, because he actually believes it, he's not just saying it. He believes it. Therefore, it's that much more powerful. The mind is very powerful. Mind over matter. You are not going to control me because I have control over you, right? It's all in your belief system. So mind over matter is actually way more powerful than any spirit could ever be. I don't care how demonic. And I'm sure there's people who will argue that with me. I'm not. I mean, actually, I think if anything, it enrages me if there were something like, say, evil or whatever that's trying to do something or overstep my boundaries. I have boundaries.
Well,
And they're in place. And when you are overstepping them, I'm going to give you tenfold. You will not beat me. And I think, like I said, that's that mind over matter. It's that our energy. A lot of people don't use their energy. They're not even aware they have energy. You know what I mean? To use it's a universal energy, and you can pull energy. You can pull energy from the tree that's next to you, the grass that's next to you. There is a universal energy that if you know how to pull it, you can pull that energy into your own self, and it will win every time.
Well, I think a lot of this is, I mean, if you think of it as like a way of mind over matter. I mean, how many people have been scared and pulled the covers over their head, and that's a force field because you believe that became a force field. You know what I mean? And now you're safe. So it is what your mind thinks. So that is, great, And we got, let's see. And we got Gina says she had really good success with the rods at Eloise. Yeah, we did too. The rods were really, we have success. I think the rods are just, it's a good tool I like them. I mean, I don't, like I said, I can't use them, but I like to have them at our tours. I make sure like I have extra rods for people because I always tell people at the tours, we can do this all day long until somebody actually does it themselves and gets that feeling and knows what we're talking about. Does it really hit them? Like, wow. So when you come to one of our tours, you're going to be in this experience. You're not just going to watch us. You're going to communicate with us. We're going to get you talking to people. We're going to get you utilizing these tools. We don't force it on you, of course, but we offer it out there like, hey, do you want to give this a try? And all of us like to, I think all of us like that. We want other people to experience what we get to experience because it's, like I said, we can do this all day until you do it. It's amazing. And then you're like, everybody gets so hooked. They're just like, oh my God, this is so great. And then, it's just a great time. So I look forward to people getting tickets for them tours Friday the 13th. You guys, make sure you get those tickets. The links are all in the
quick
chat.
Last we checked, right?
What was that?
They were selling quick last time.
Yeah, so make sure you guys get this because, come on out. This is the time Matt's coming out. Probably the last time he's coming to Michigan this year. So, or maybe.
No offense, but I hope so.
Yeah. Come on now. Come on.
I kid.
I want to do some stuff out of Michigan too. So we're actually going to Tennessee soon with the Ghost Sisters. So I'm excited for that location. And just to get out of town, and I want to come up your way too, Matt, and do some stuff up there because I know you guys got a lot of stuff.
There's a lot to do.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. So yeah. Let's see, what else do we got? But it's really okay. Yeah, Jennifer, I'm excited. Central Michigan, pull their stuff up. I want to see. Yeah, no. Is it hooked or an addiction? I don't know. What do you think? Are you hooked? Isn't hooked an addiction? When you say they're kind of the same.
I mean, I wouldn't die without it. It's just it's my passion, my hobby, and
passion.
It's almost a lifestyle at this point.
It's a lifestyle. I like that.
It's kind of what people know me for now. So
yeah, just roll with it. So we got a lot of cool stuff that is in the works too, everybody. So just Matt Warner, keep an eye out on this guy.
I'm always on the go. I'm always doing something.
And that's good. It's good you stay busy. So Gina says could be worse addictions, right? Yeah. Yep. Unless you get possessed by a demon, I guess. Like the Conjuring, the first one.
There's a lot cheaper addictions though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
True.
I know, for sure.
That's very true.
That just hit my soul. I was like, you know what? That's right. He ain't lying. All right, Matt, go ahead and like plug out your stuff and let us know. Wait, first of all, I just skipped through this. I want to piggyback before we're done. The X face thing that you guys are doing, the media mask thing that's going on.
Project Media, yes.
Yes. Talk about that. That is so cool looking.
All right. So Project Mask Media is it's a collaborative effort with myself, Steve Brott from Haunted Nights, and Casey Boatwright, Matt Fiola, Matt Wyatt of Gateway Paranormal, and Adam Kimmel, who owns Madison and Fairfield. We came together to create a documentary in a style that's not been done before, and in a way to promote it that has been done before. We knew going into it that people would be excited, envious, jealous, all of these things, that we were doing this together. And we decided early on, like, all right, we need to figure out a way to kind of shroud our identities in the beginning and build off of that. So we came up with the mask idea. I don't remember who it was. It was not me, but we ran with it, and we had so much fun. The first time Steve and I met those guys was last September in Madison at MadCon. First time I met Adam was the same day. 3 months later, we're planning this thing. Last March, we got together, secretly filmed it all, threw everybody off our set. We only did all the editing, put it together, and we'll be It's a 3-part docuseries that will be on Amazon Prime sometime in the early fall. We're debuting it at MadCon, which is September 17th and 18th out of Madison Seminary in Ohio. And that is just the beginning. We've got a lot more things lined up. We're going to continue to do more documentaries as time goes on. We have a few big places in mind that we're going to work on getting into, and it came together and couldn't have worked any better. Like, we all get along. We're like a family now, and it's been a fantastic ride, and we've had a lot of fun with it, and those are our people now. So
I love it. I love it. When I seen that intro for that, like, I was just like, I was psyched. I was like, this looks so cool. I love the way you guys did it. Once again, I love how you guys think outside of the box and you keep it completely different. I love that about you guys, and I'm so glad that we're friends.
I'm super excited to see it. So when it comes out Amazon Prime, tell the viewers again, in September 17th, 18th, or?
We don't have a date yet for when it debuts on Amazon, but we're debuting it specifically at MadCon September 17th and 18th for those that show up and come to the event. That'll be the time anyone can see the whole thing. It's 3 episodes. The grand running total is about an hour and 35, hour and 40 minutes.
Okay.
And it's just, I'm biased as all hell, obviously, because I'm in it, but it's put together so well. It just flows. It was really well done in terms of editing, which I don't do any of that crap. I can't edit, so I know the limitations. I don't pretend, but it's an incredible project that you can find us on all social medias. Project Mask Media, between Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Do we have anything else? I think that's it for right now. I think we might get into the TikTok game with that, but I'm not sure. But
your TikTok stuff is doing good too. I love TikTok, and I go down TikTok holes because I'm a TikTok fan. Mm-hmm. But like, I like how you guys are putting your stuff together. Like, it looks like the car. I'm like, how is he doing all of that? Like, cars are moving off fast. You got all the effects going on. I'm like, look at this guy.
Well, I appreciate that. So that was like what I'm doing with. I have a lot of footage from Steve and I's road trip last weekend that I'm doing something with down the road that you guys will see. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I'm going to make a TikTok out of this. So a lot of times when I'm filming like the cars and stuff, I'll film it in hyperlapse on my phone.
Oh, okay.
I film for like 30 seconds, only 3 seconds, and it's just fast motion. So I use that for B-roll and things like that. I'm getting into TikTok because that's where everybody is, and it's easy. And I think that's where I do all my live investigations now is TikTok Live. It's so much better. The interface is nice. There's no lag. It's there, and then it's gone. I don't have to worry about it. So I have moved over most of my things to TikTok, but I do One of Paranormal Explorers on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere basically. You can always find me.
Everybody check him out, and thank you, Matt, for coming on. I appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you. Maybe Saturday I'll come by and say what's up, and then definitely on Friday the 13th.
Yes.
So everybody, I'm going to keep saying it. Get your tickets, because when he's done in Michigan. We don't want to hear it. We don't want anybody saying how they missed him and, oh, my God, you didn't come and see me. We have a certain place that he is posted up at. Come
I'm
on
gonna
down.
be there. Come out and see me. Otherwise, you're gonna have to wait till next year.
Yeah, yep, next year. All right,
Yeah.
everybody. Well, thank you for watching the show. I appreciate all of you guys, and check out those tickets. And I'm gonna keep tickets,
Mhm.
and I'll be posting it. But thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, stay spooky.